If you are interested in deepening your yoga studies, then check out the Mindfulish School. It's the school that I co-founded with Jack St. Pierre, and we do 200-hour trainings. Next one is a hybrid format, part online, part in Bali, beginning of 2024. And we also do an online 300-hour deep dive as well. So if you're interested in either of those, click the link in the description and come and study with us. Let's feed our curiosity. Hello and welcome to your practice. I'm coming to you from beautiful Bali, and I'm at Kampung Uma Dawa, which is the home of our upcoming yoga teacher training, January, February. So check the links out below if you're interested in that. But this morning, it's going to move and breathe and rise well. I love to start the day with movement and presence, because I feel like I'm like putting in an algorithm for my day of like, this is the pattern this is the way that I'd like it to go. And I really believe that when we input these patterns and we practice these certain ways of being present and being still and being in our bodies, in our life, that the familiarity of that just kind of tumbleweeds in a good way. So let's do that, eh? Find a comfortable seat. Take a moment to wiggle in. And then before you do anything to change your breath, just notice how it is. 3 rounds, just trace it with awareness. Notice if it's choppy or smooth or anywhere on that spectrum. And then maybe intentionally begin to smooth it out or lengthen it or any way you'd like to adjust it. And set here a pattern for your practice, a pattern of breath for your practice. Like you're setting a metronome. We'll try to take this with us, smooth, steady, easy. And bring your hands to heart center if you'd like to set an intention, a sankalpa for your practice, for your day. You can do so here. Maybe it's something simple. Well, simple, not easy. Of just, may I be present today? May I show up to life? May I notice the little things? Anything you'd like. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And let's move and breathe. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Simple movement, but can you trace it fully with your breath? So inhale, move with resistance, but use the whole inhale to get where you're going. And then exhale, the whole exhale to draw the hands down once more like this, maybe even wider. Inhale, kind of pushing the air up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And let the hands float down by the knees. And take some spirals of the spine. Maybe they're spirals or maybe they're figure eights. Just a few rounds of breath. Feeling in. And coming to stillness. Open up the neck. I haven't done this stretch in a bit. Right ear to the right shoulder. And then left hand reaches out. Maybe the fingertips come to the ground. You can kind of walk them out. Or you can also like take your hand, take your palm and push it away. Really through the base of the palm. Can intensify this. And you're just looking for some space. The left side of the neck. Think about moving the shoulder away from the ear, like dropping it down even more. And steady breath. One more big inhale. Full out breath. Inhale, the head can slowly lift up. And then right hand to the left knee. Let's take a twist. Left hand behind, or maybe you wrap it around to the right thigh, your choice. Really pressing down through the sit bones so that you can lift through the spine and open the heart. Breathe. Smooth, silky, steady. And release. Take a little sway, a little wiggle. We'll switch sides. Left ear to the left shoulder. Drop the right shoulder down right even here. And then walk the fingertips out, or you can press away with the palm, with the base of the palm. And just take a little search. Feel what you feel. You can maybe even add some movement. And then maybe you pause when you find somewhere juicy. A couple more rounds of breath. Next, inhale, the head lifts up, left hand to the right knee, and take a twist towards the right. Press down through the sit bones to reach through the spine, through the crown of the head, and broaden the collarbones. Slowly release, tabletop position. Find hands and knees and really notice where you're pressing down. Do it intentionally. Find this little gecko palm in the hand. So you have a slight lift in the center of the palm. This is called 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 𝙀𝙠𝙨. Really helps to protect the wrists because arches help us to disperse the weight. So you're essentially creating a little arch with the palm. Yeah. And begin to wag the tail, spiral the spine, anything that feels good here. And then we're going to wag the tail really wide here. So actually bring the knees together. I think this is a little supportive. And then bring the hips all the way down to the left. And then we'll open up with the right arm. Big opening. And then maybe the hand goes up and over. And come back through tabletop. And then the hips all the way down to the other side. Open. Once more each side. Just getting a little side body stretch here. Beautiful. And then walk the hands forward. Shift the torso forward so that you're long from the shoulders to the knees, and then pull the heart center through the shoulders, and then lengthen through the pubic bone to the belly to the heart. And we're going to lay the tops of the thighs down and then melt the pelvis as you bend the elbow. So you're kind of coming down backwards a bit. Hands go wide. Forehead towards the ground, and then puff up the back of the heart, chin to the chest. And we're going to unfurl. So you can kind of gaze towards your belly. And then lift up. Exhale, fold, come down with length. Twice more like that. It can be real little or a bit bigger. Let it feel good in your body. Once more. And pressing down through the pubic bone. And release. Hands towards the ribs. Tuck the toes. Press down and back into child's pose. And you can leave the toes tucked here. And then press down through the knees as you drag the hands back. So the hips stay at the heels and you're kind of dragging yourself back here. And then inhale. Open the arms wide into a T. Open the heart. And then exhale, curl the tailbone and bring the fingertips together, chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift the hands up, arc the back. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So toe sit, yeah, this is, the hand movement is helping us forget about the feet maybe, yeah. Once more, inhale, open the heart like Care Bear stare, open up. Exhale, round, fingertips touch, scoop the tail and the chin. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Once more like this. Inhale, peel the heart open. Exhale, curl. This time a little bit different. We're going to press down through the knees and lift up. Come all the way up. And then exhale, child's pose. Untuck the toes and pour all the way down. Wave the hands back, forehead to the ground. Full round of breath. And out. All right, reach the hands forward. Roll through tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. First time here, wiggle out, wag about. And then really root the left foot down and press down so much that the right toes begin to lift. Tripod down dog. Slight bend in the standing leg and really lift through the right inner thigh. Press, press through the hands. And then exhale, knee to nose. Round the upper back, push through the hands. And then inhale, up and back. Exhale, step all the way to the outside of the right hand. Big, slow step up. And then gently plant the back knee down. Lizard pose. So your choice here. Spend about 3 rounds of breath. Maybe you're in stillness. Maybe coming down to the elbows. Or maybe you find some movement here. I kind of like to cat paw in the hands and just wiggle about. See what feels good. And then left hand plants at the corner edge of the mat, right hand to the knee, taking a twist. Don't worry how deep the hips go. You can really press through the front foot if you'd like and stay up a bit higher, working more on the heart opening. Maybe from that place you drop the hips a bit. And then warrior dog. All right, so right hand, both hands are coming on the inside of the right leg. Lift the back knee and pop yourself up. Warrior 2 in the legs and then downward dog in the arms. You're reaching off the left corner of the mat. So really press through the pinky toe edge side of the front foot and pull back on the right hip crease. Sway the spine. Let the breath inflate you and descend you. One more inhale. And then exhale, wide leg forward fold. Turn towards the side of the mat and just fold down. Your choice with how you'd like your hands. Bend one knee, bend the other. Maybe finding some traction in the spine. And then inhale, halfway lift. Hands find the earth. Exhale, fold. Once more. Inhale, halfway lift. And then bring the heels in, the toes out, bend the knees. Really press through the pinky toe edge side of the foot and roll yourself up into goddess pose. Hands to the knees. Just sway for a moment. Maybe hands up to the thighs, get a little traction in the spine. And then warrior 2, top of the mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, wave it down. Big step forward. Left foot meets the right. And fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, curl down. Press down through the feet as you roll all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands through heart center to down by the sides to Tadasana. Just for a moment, feeling firmly footed. Steady breath. Eyes open or eyes closed. Maybe touching in with a heartbeat. Any other little things you notice? And let's move and breathe. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, soft bend in the knees as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward, plank pose. And exhale, the knees come softly down to the ground, hips go back to the heels, leave the toes tucked. Drag the hands back as the hips stay at the heels, like we did earlier. And then inhale, open the heart, kind of make it dramatic here. And then exhale, scoop the tail, chin to chest. Inhale, press down through the feet, lift the hands up. And exhale, draw the hands down through center, but place them down. Hips can go back to the heels. Wave forward and wave back, downward dog. All right. Right foot plants and the left leg lifts. Tripod down dog. Slightly bend the standing leg, pull back on the right hip crease so that you can get longer through the legs. And exhale, knee to nose, press the ground away. And inhale, up and back. Exhale, big step outside the left hand. Lizard pose, 3 rounds of breath. Move like you here. See what feels good. Very likely is different than the other side. And then taking a twist. Again, your variation. I think about lifting the torso out of the hips and lengthening the front body. And then warrior dog, so pivoting towards the right, the back foot plants. Warrior 2 in the legs, downward dog in the arms. Find some movement through the spine. Let the breath guide that movement. Let it initiate it. Once more. Wide leg forward fold. Pivot the left foot over towards the side of the mat and pour forward. Your choice. You can grab for the ankles. You can grab through the legs. Maybe behind the back. Audible exhales are delicious and encouraged. And then plant the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Once more. Inhale, halfway lift. And then bring the heels in, the toes out. Bend the knees down. And roll yourself up into goddess pose. This time, maybe the hands at the heart center. Just sway side to side. See if you can put more weight into the outsides of the feet and lift the arches up. This encourages external rotation at the thighs. Let yourself feel the heat build in the body. And then press down through the feet, pivot into warrior 2. Reach out big and reverse warrior. Wave it down. Big step forward. Right foot meets the left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And wave it out. Bending the knees, pressing down and rolling up. Hands lift. And exhale, hands to heart center. Full round of breath in. Full out. All right. This time, press down through the right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Stay here for a moment, squaring the hips. And then exhale, hands to the heart center. Bend the standing leg. Begin to pour forward into airplane. Same as we in tripod down dog. Bend the standing leg, pull back on the hip crease, and lift through the left inner thigh. Staying here. And then exhale, a slow step back to crescent lunge. You can bring the hands down to support or not. We meet in crescent lunge. Steady breath. Maybe bending slightly the back knee, lengthening the tailbone down so that you can pull up through the front sheath of the body. And then exhale, twisting towards the right. The more that you bend through the knees, the more space you'll have to open. Really pulling the right shoulder blade into the back as the left shoulder blade reaches forward, gives a bit more space. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, warrior two, back heel drops. Hands come out, staying here. Really finding the bandhas in the feet. So the same as we did with like the gecko palm, if you can do that with the feet as well. Kind of creating an arch, pressing down through everything that's touching, especially the pinky toe edge sides, and then lifting through the arch. It's the sensation at the same time of a groundedness and a levity. And then inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, wave down, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward. Knees gently come down and the hips come back to the heels. Toes are tucked. Hips stay where they are. Drag the hands back. And then slowly, next inhale, the heart opens wide. Exhale, scoop, fingertips touch. And then inhale, press down through the knees to lift the arms up. And this time your choice of camel pose or even just a slight little bend to bring the hands to the hips. And just think about lifting up through the pubic bone to the belly. This can be just slight here. Thighs going towards an invisible wall. Elbows moving towards one another on the back and the glutes are active. And then slowly the hips come down and find your way back to downward facing dog. Step or jump forward to the top of the mat. And then press down as you roll up. And hands to heart center. All right, this time the left foot stays down and the right leg lifts with the arms. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Begin to bend the standing leg. Find your way back into airplane. You can also have the hands on blocks. Steady breath. Slow step back. Meet in crescent lunge. Bending the back leg, lengthening the tailbone down. And then pulling back, drawing back on the left hip crease as we take a twist here. So this time the left shoulder blade is pulling into the back as the right scapula is reaching out. This gives more space to twist. Left hip crease pulling back. And then inhale, center. And exhale, warrior two. A few rounds of breath here. Find that lock in the feet. Outer spiral with the front thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, wave down, downward facing dog. All right, one more camel opportunity here. Inhale, wave forward, really puff up the back of the heart. And then slowly drip the knees down. Hips go back to the heels. They stay there as you drag the hands slowly back. Inhale, heart opens. Exhale, chin tucks, tail scoops. And then pressing down and lifting up. And then your choice, your version of camel. Maybe the fingertips go down. This is kind of like support to lengthen the tailbone down. Thighs move forward as the head, the heart begin to tilt back. Maybe the hands find blocks or find the heels. Wherever you are, you're thinking more about a heart opening than a back bend. And whenever you come up, imagine there is a string attached to your heart that you're being pulled up, the head coming up last. Untuck the toes and take the hips to the heels. Hands in the lap, palm up, coming back to that steady breath. Noticing if the heart has changed. The tempo has shifted. And smooth out the breath. And bring the hips down, Baddha Konasana. Just kind of close out with Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. And pour yourself forward, about 5 rounds of breath here. Don't worry about reaching too far. You can just let yourself be kind of jello-y here. Maybe there's a bit of a sway. And slowly rise up, legs crossed. Again, any wiggles, any spirals of the spine. Just noticing what it feels like to interact, to engage with the body and the breath. No big goal other than to be with. To meet, to befriend. And really, that's what this practice is about. I hope that we don't let our yoga be another place where we need to do it right, that it can just be a place where we show up. We meet ourselves as we are in any moment on any day. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you all for sharing your space, your time with me, and thank yourself for showing up. Beautiful patterning. Let's pour forward in thanks and gratitude. Thank you all so much. I'll hope to see you next time on your mat. If you'd like to explore with one of my longer form classes, then I have a free gift for you. Just enter your email in the link above or the description below, and we'll send you one of my classes from CCY Studio. And you'll have more space to explore, as well as longer Shavasanas. So see what you think. I hope you enjoy.